Sonor family, Jules here. I am a little under the weather today, but life moves on right up until it doesn't. So we're just going to keep on trotting along here. Uh, where I am at, it is a beautiful day outside. I hope you're having one as well. Having another conversation about King Kong cases. My shipment came in yesterday, and I had one sold last night, and I'll be shipping it off tomorrow. So seven came in. Actually, eight came in. One was for my artist bronze, and then of the seven to resell, one of them is already resold. And y'all just bear with me today, please. Um, King Kong Cases has been around since 1982. Buzz King was the product manager for Sonor with Honor HSS for a number of years. And so he has an intimate familiarity with the product and the brand and all. And he has purpose built cases like this for well over 40 years. I can't even imagine how many of these cases are out there for the signature snare drums with the parallel action strainers and extended snare gates. And I've got several of those on hand here. Another point to mention is that he's also been the exclusive provider of the cymbal cases for the Sabian Paragon series cymbals for years. And I've had a number of these cymbal cases myself over the years. And if you've got some really high quality cymbals and a bag just doesn't seem like a good idea, these cases are fantastic. These are ATA style cases with a rugged center spindle. And it's not a threaded spindle. The way the case works, when you close the lid, it's got support top and bottom without having to screw anything down. So it's a quick load and unload. I flat love it, and I couldn't imagine life without mine. Those cases are available. I've got one for sale in kind of a lighter version that's used. I can get you brand new ones. Let me know if you need a 20 or 21, 22, or whatever you need. I'll get you a price really quick on those. One thing about King Kong cases that I am just going to go ahead and say right now, if you feel like they're overpriced, then you don't need them. It's just that simple. I told some people I had these cases coming and they asked me about the prices and they're like, wow, these are expensive. You know what? It's okay. I'm not trying to encourage you to buy one. If you need one, you don't need me trying to sell you one. If you've got a 29-pound snare drum that's got extended hoops, like on the Hella hoops and the parallel action strainer, if you don't have a case like this and you want to carry that drum around without damage, you're not going to mind, what roughly $400 with shipping for this case. It's just a no-brainer. We're not looking at, you're going to buy a $300 snare drum and a $400 case for it. That's not what we're shooting for here. These have a very targeted audience, and I'm fine with that. And if I have to sit on them a while, that's fine too. I do have something a little bit more modern, I guess you could say, and we're dubbing it the 150. And so the idea behind this is that Sonor has released four shell sets, all with 14 by 8 snare drums. And they've also got the new cast bronze snare drum, which is a 14 by 8. These don't have the parallel action strainers and the extended snare gates on the bottom hoop. However, they're extremely heavy drums, especially the cast bronze drums. So we've got a 14 by 8 case here that's developed specifically for those or for any other 14 by 8 that don't require supporting the parallel action strainer and the extended throw off or extended snare gates on the snare side hoop. But you may ask, there's already a case with the cast bronze 150th snare drum. There is. It is a very nice, beautiful hard case. And me being as anal as I am, if I bought that snare drum and I was wanting to gig with that snare drum, I would not want to scratch and scuff up and ding up that case. That's all part of a nice 150th anniversary package. What I would want would be a snare case that would take all the abuse of a heavy, heavy snare drum being handled by myself, roadies, stagehands, or whatever, and that can take a hit, can take a drop, and it get all scuffed and beat up without having to sweat bullets because you just have killed the value of the hard case that came with your snare drum. So I think that people that are getting the 150th anniversary drums will see a value in this ATA style case. So I've got some other things here as well. This is a 14 by 5. Now, this particular drum is the Phil Rudd snare drum, and these are not the original hoops. These are the older style Hella hoops that have got the extended snare gates, and like came on the D500 reissue in 93 and lots of other drums. So if you've got a 14 by 5 with the extended snare gates, this is the case for you. And this is the Rudd drum inside the case, and this is the case all snapped together and buttoned up, ready to roll, ready to drop, kick across the parking lot to the stage guys or whatever. Of course, I'm being facetious there, but you get the idea. So I've got this in the 14 by 5. I've also got a 14 by 6.5. Now, you could stick just any old 14 by 5 in there, by the way. It doesn't have to have the extended snare gate. This just happens to have the trough in there for one, but that doesn't mean you have to use it for that. And same with the 6.5 inch deep. It's custom built for the HLD 581, but any 6.5 inch depth snare drum would work fine, be it with triple flanged hoops, the more generic weight hoops, or the Hella diecast hoops. And I've got several of the ones that are built for the HLD 580s, 588s, and 590s. And I've got one sold already, which is an awesome thing. Same day, I had a commitment on it the same day it came in, and I'm really excited to get this off to the guy tomorrow and get reports back about how he's loving his new case, because he's got a Sonor light that needs protecting, and so we've got him hooked up. And so anyway, that's that, and I've got a few other things here to show you. Got some hardware cases that are used but very well taken care of, and there's a lot of life left in all these cases I've got. The shorter of the two hardware cases fits great if you want to collapse your Yamaha crosstown hardware without having to separate the different tubes to get the length down. The longer case is great for heavier, bigger hardware that won't collapse down like the lighter weight Yamaha crosstown type stuff. So anyway, I can send you specs on both of those if you want, or if you want to tell me what your specs are. If one of these won't fit it, I'll get you something built pretty quick. Quotes are free. There's really nothing Buzz can't build. He builds stuff for lighting and sound and all that. So even though he specializes in drums and has been a Sonor nut like a lot of us for years and years, his scope is way beyond that, and he's extremely knowledgeable. He hand builds everything himself. So even after all these years, all these cases were hand built by Buzz right there in Virginia. And I've got a couple of other things. This one is case Buzz built me. I wanted to collapse my Perfect Balance JoJo Mayer pedal. And instead of tossing it in a hardware bag where it had all the stress and pressure being banged around with all the other hardware, I wanted it in a separate case without wasting a lot of room. So Buzz built me a dual purpose case. So this case houses a 14 by 6. It was built originally for my Pro Light, but my new Artist Bronze will fit in there just fine too. And so you got two purposes in one particular case. It's really convenient and protects everything very well. I've got this red case, and it's for a 14 by 5 with no extended snare gates or anything. This is just good for any 14 by 5 snare drum you've got by any brand whatsoever. And if you need anything beyond what we're talking about here, just let me know, because we can get it built. Like I say, quotes are free. If you need some designing done on that, Buzz takes care of all that. He's really, really sharp. And he's built me some unique stuff over the years. And I've done a lot of business with him in 32 years. And so anyway, I'm glad to still be affiliated with him. I'm glad to be an authorized dealer for King Kong cases after all these years too. That makes 20 years, or actually better than 20 years now. So anyway, you're going to get the same good deal and good service if you go directly to Buzz or if you come through me. If you've already dealt with Buzz, I highly encourage you to continue to do that. If you don't have a direct connection with Buzz, I'm going to give you the same deal he is. And, I appreciate any opportunity I get that supports the channel and what I'm trying to do here. And I just thank everybody watching, and I hope you'll subscribe if you haven't already. Every little thing helps. And I thank you for taking your time to watch, and thank you for putting up with my voice today. And anyway, we'll be back in touch soon with some more stuff for you.